morning students. Hope you all are well. Today we are going to study history of class 6. Today we are going to start new chapter 6, the early Vedic period. Okay, so let's start. So students, let's start with the early Vedic period. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to study origin of the Aryans, early Vedic period, early Vedic social setup, early Vedic religion. Okay, so before starting early Vedic period, let's study about the origin of Aryans. Okay, so after the decline of the Harappan civilization, new inhabitants came to northwest India around 1500 BCE. Okay, and they were known as the Aryans. Okay, scholars have different views with regard to the original homeland of the Aryans. Means the different scholars were having different history. Accepted history is that they came from the Central Asia. Okay, so history which was accepted is that they came from the Central Asia, the region around the Caspian Sea. The region around the Caspian Sea. And according to historians, one group broke away from main stock of Indo-Europeans, okay, in Central Asia and moved eastwards, and they were called Indo-Aryans. Clear, all of you? The Indo-Aryans first migrated. Okay, from where they migrated? The first Indo-Aryans migrated to present day Iran. Okay, and then to India. Okay, now in India where they settled down. Okay, so in India firstly they settled in the area around the 7 rivers. Okay, that is the Indus and its tributaries, known as the Sapta Sindhu, between 1500 and 1000 BCE. Clear? And this area was also named as Brahmavarta, okay, or the land of the gods. As their number increased, they began to move eastward and settled in the Ganga Yamuna plains. Okay, so in the starting they settled down around the Indus and its tributaries, but afterwards when they increase in their numbers, they started to move, okay, eastwards, and they started settling down. They settled in the Ganga Yamuna plains, and now came to be known as the Aryavarta, or the land of the Aryans. Clear? Now slowly and gradually they occupied the whole of the northern and western India up to the Vindhya mountains. Okay, means they started spreading all over. Clear? As their number increased from eastwards, they occupied the northern and western India also. They occupied the whole. Okay, and means up to the Vindhya mountains. Okay, and all these informations about the Aryans is based on the excavations at Bhagwanpura in Haryana and 3 other sites in Punjab, which have revealed remains of the pots dating from 1500 to 1000 BCE. Okay, so all these information were based on the about the early Aryans were based on the exhibitions at the side of Bhagwanpura in Haryana and 3 other sites in Punjab. Next, another chief source, our chief source of information is the Rig Veda, okay, which was composed in 1500 BCE. The Vedas are the earliest literary records of the Aryans. Okay. So students, this was the origin of the Aryans, explanation of the origins of Aryans. Now let's study about the early Vedic period. Okay. So as we all know that there are 4 Vedas. Okay. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda and the Atharva Veda. Clear? And Veda means knowledge. And Rig Veda is the oldest among all the Vedic literature. It was composed around 1500 BCE. Clear? It consists of 1028 shloks. Clear? Which were divided into 10 books. Okay? Which were divided 1028 shloks and they were divided into 10 books. Now at first it was transferred orally from one generation to the other along with the other Vedas and is therefore called Shruti. Okay, which is heard, means which is heard. Okay, so all these shloks were in this Shruti form, means they were heard. Now many centuries later it was written down. After centuries later they were written down. The Rig Veda gives us political, social, economic and religious life of the early Vedic period. Okay students? Now students, let's talk about the life of the people of the early Vedic period. Okay, so first start with the political structure. Okay, so Aryans gave up their nomadic life and settled down into many tribes. That was known as Janas, and where they settled down, that land was known as Janpadas. Okay. Now these tribes were constantly involved in battles with one another to protect their cattle. Clear all of you? At that time, because at that time students, cattle was considered to be wealth in that period. In that period, cattle was considered to be wealth. Okay, cow was considered as the wealth. Many yajnas or sacrifices were performed for obtaining cattle. Okay, so cattle was having a very important role. Was having very important place in their life. Okay, a small village or grama was the smallest unit of the jana. Okay, a village or a grama would comprise a number of families. Like today, a village is having only few families, comprised of a number of families or not, but few villages are big, but on few villages are small. Okay, now let's talk about the head of the tribes. So each tribe had a chieftain called Rajan. Okay, and He was chosen for his wisdom and courage. And his chief function was to protect the tribe from the external attacks and maintain law and order. And for his service, people at that time, okay, made voluntary contributions of gifts to the Rajan. Why? Because he was protecting people of the tribe from the attacks, external attacks, and for maintaining law and order. Okay. But a Rajan can be removed. A Rajan could be removed from power if he was insufficient or cruel. Means they were having the power of removing the Rajan also. He was held by a number of officials in the work of administration. Clear? Next was the Sabha and Samiti. So at that time, the tribes were having the assemblies. That was the Sabha and Samiti. Okay. And what was the function? The function was to check the power of the king and also advised him on all important matters. Clear? Now, one more post was there, and that was the commander-in-chief or Senani. Okay, so the commander-in-chief or Senani assisted him in warfare. Okay, and next came the Raj Purohita. We all know that Raj Purohita means the high priest. So he performed religious ceremonies or yajnas and also acted as an advisor of the king. Clear? The village head or the Gramini headman look after the village. Okay, as we all know this. So students, today we studied about the origin of the Aryans, then starting of the early Vedic period, life of the people, political, religious. In the next video, we will study social life of the Vedic period, early Vedic period, emergence of the caste system, then economy, dress. Okay, till then you go through all the important points, go through each and every point, and if you are having any problem, do ask in the live classes. Okay, thank you.